Hey, how's it going? So now I'm going to be talking about Moore's law and what that law is. Moore's law, originally formulated by Gordon Moore, co-founder of Intel in 1965, predicted the number of transistors on a microchip will double approximately every 2 years, leading to a steady increase in computer power. Over the years, this prediction held true and it became a guiding principle for the semiconductor industry. I'm currently reading a book. I will share a little bit more information a little bit later about the book that I'm currently reading about how potentially it can improve your strategy when it comes to business. But coming back to that book as well as Moore's Law, and it came true not necessarily 2 years, but 18 months. So that would be a main difference when it comes to when we're looking at history and where we are to constantly improve the technology and the way or capacity, the way how technology would improve, it would double every 18 months. So when it comes to whatever system you might have in terms of capacity, how good that system can be, it would double in every 18 months. So if any country up there would invest in hardware, right, when it comes to military equipment, right, perhaps we're taking to extremes, right? So perhaps it's easier to understand what people are if taking to extremes because when it comes to price, how much hardware can potentially cost when it comes to military, right? So we're talking about high-end technology, right? That's the reason why I'm comparing it, right? So if any country up there would invest, we're talking about billions or perhaps millions, depending on the GDP overall. Most of countries, because of the current issues within the world, they need to invest minimum of 2%, right, of the entire GDP. Some other countries investing into slightly less, some other countries investing slightly more. Why those countries would not necessarily be interested in investing too much of their capital, just because all the equipment that those countries would be able to invest, a matter of 3 or 4 years, would just because of how much of that equipment would be high-end equipment, right, would lose its cutting edge value, right? So it's just something worth mentioning and covering within this video. Quick note about company as a whole and some of the top mega projects currently happening in the world, right? Since I don't know how many of you have been following news and what's happening within the news, but either way, if we are looking at different markets, right, and some of the moves that those companies are making up there, mega projects, right? We were looking at, or myself were looking at the top creme de la creme projects of there, which are happening in the world, right? So Intel as a company and how much money this company is making right now. Either way, let me put you, let me give you some perspective how much money this company is making, right? Intel has signed an agreement with Germany to build a new chip plant in the city of Magdeburg. It's haven't been confirmed. They did sign it, but it's currently on hold just because of perhaps pushback that's coming from local government. Either way, the plant is expected to cost around 30 billion and create thousands of jobs. Intel has invested 33 billion in Germany to build two chip plants and 25 billion in Israel to build a new factory. So to put the things into perspective, right? Tesla is building a factory in Germany that will cost around 9 billion. Nine. so, so we're talking about nine, right? And to put things into perspective, so we're looking at 33 billion. Pretty much like building a city, right? As well as 25 billion in Israel. So this is some of the key players within the industry. Moore's law has been central concept in the world of semiconductors technology for several decades. It originally started at the numbers of transistors on the microchip will double approximately every 2 years, which resulted in consistent improvement in computer power and reduction in the cost of computing. But that's overall, that's rough numbers. I just like to summarize everything. and where we are, some of those machines up there, and perhaps there's a number or handful of the companies who can actually produce those high-end technologies would be perhaps most of the people know about these companies would be Netherlands, would be Taiwan, just a number of companies, right? Over the years, several factors began to slow down the rate of doubling as originally predicted by more. Some of those factors, I will try to summarize those for you. That were the physical limitations, economic constraints, the cost of building and optimized semiconductor fabrication facilities, or fabs capable of producing ever smaller transistors increased significantly the economic feasibility on continuing of double transistors accounts on a regular basis becoming challenging. So overall, just because it's, you're working against a lot of variables there, as well as technological complexity. Developing and manufacturing smaller transistors require increasingly complex and expensive technology, making it harder to for companies to keep up with the pace of doubling. But either way, very soon we're gonna enter a completely new realm of quantum computing, right? So keep going. Whoever is working with this within this industry, keep going. Diversification and computing. The traditional of Moore's law focus on increasing transistors count on no longer represents the full scope of computing advancements. Other aspects, such as multi-core processors, specialized accelerators, i.e. GPUs, TPUs, and improvement in software becoming equally important. So there is more obstacles we need to overcome as a team, as well as perhaps there's the funding there. So perhaps the only thing that they need more talented people, I would say. Given these limitations, a revised law of doubling might take into account the evolving landscape of semiconductor technology and the need for more nuanced metrics for measuring progress in the industry. But either way, they even began. someone, someone started blaming up some of the presidents up there that they had began adapting new strategies right up there by building factories in their own countries. Just because of how important this industry can be, just because of how many uh, Internet of Things or IoTs gonna be within a house, smart cities, buildings, all the gadgets that we would have around us, and how important this industry can be within a matter of 5 or 10 years from now. So how important that is. Diversifying as well as building new infrastructures within their own organizations, countries, right? So a lot of people have been looking at this industry and how important it is, as well as perhaps building a lot of factories, all cities within the cities of these factories. For people out there who are interested in learning more, I have published a course. Within this course, I've shared a lot of information with regards to strategy and where I personally believe everyone should focus on. Optimizing operation strategy, your way of thinking when it comes to solving some of the issues out there, as well as how would you like to structure things, right? Either that would be perhaps where everyone should begin, their personal circumstances, where they are, and how they should structure those, as well as your professional way of thinking about things, right? Would that be perhaps starting business or progressing into different projects and perhaps receiving or and investing in those projects? Part of that perhaps would yield you more compared to perhaps exchanging your time for money where a lot of people might be at the time, right? You can find this information and more within this book if you would go in the link in the description or perhaps go to my company's website. Either way, as well as perhaps doubling and way how constantly technology been improving in a way where it doubles in how many transistors it can hold every 18 months. Perhaps other areas, 5 different areas, which perhaps would be worth mentioning as well. That would be performance per watt, that would be key area, as well as heterogeneous integration, advancements in quantum and neurophobic computing, as well as software and algorithm efficiency, biotechnological and beyond silicon advancements. That will be perhaps other 5 different areas. What might be important, but not as important as the way how we are currently handling overall improvements of technology. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.